I'm delighted to be here with Denis Frimpong, somebody who I've done a lot of interviews around, but never interviewed specifically. The last one I did was with Oktagon, and we had this Star Wars leaderboard, all the way from Oktagon Master down to Jar Jar Binks. He put you below Jar Jar Binks, and there's many questions I can ask you about this one. But when you first watched that video, what was your reaction? What was your general feeling?
My general feeling was my name's still in Akon's mouth. Do you know what I mean? I'll be honest, yeah. There's a lot of people that I don't know in Oktagon, but everyone fucking knows me. And you know, that's all I can say about that. For where he is, he shouldn't be chatting about me, but he doesn't really seem happy that every time he's getting an interview done, my name comes up. So I feel like there's a bit of jealousy there from him and a bit of envy, because unlike him, I don't need to buy followers on Instagram.
And you mentioned the whole Jar Jar Binks thing. You actually had an interesting theory that potentially means that that wasn't an insult.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks a bad man. You know what I mean? He took out an army of droids on his own, as we saw in the Phantom Menace. And listen, I am the Phantom Menace. So, yeah, Jar Jar Binks is a bad man. People think he's a Sith Lord in disguise, that he was actually behind the whole thing in the first place. But yeah, I'm not really that into Star Wars, to be honest. But I'd rather be Jar Jar Binks than fucking Johnny Sims. So Johnny Sins? Is Johnny Sims or Johnny Sins?
Johnny Sins, I think.
Sins, yeah. I'd rather be Jar Jar Binks than Johnny Sins. So at least I have my dignity.
So the fight's obviously coming up with Callum Mullen. You've done the face-to-face. For once, with you and him, it seems fairly respectful. So in the build-up to this fight, as we get closer, are you going to ramp things up?
No, I respect Callum. Like I said, I've been saying, you know, I respect him because he actually signed the contract. I never called him out, and he got offered to fight me, and he signed the contract without saying, you know, oh, the weight division, you know, I fight at featherweight, oh, he doesn't have enough fights. Where all these guys, like, I'm calling them out. I'm calling out their misses, I'm calling out their families, I'm insulting everything about them, their team, their country, and they can't stand up for themselves. So I don't have respect for someone like that, but I have respect for Callum because he's showing up to fight. You know, obviously he hasn't showed up to fight yet. There's still a couple of weeks left, so we'll see. But he agreed to fight me, and that I can't help but respect that. You know what I mean? I'm not like as disrespectful as people seem to think. I have respect for certain people, but you have to earn it. Do you know what I mean? And the way you earn it is by showing up.
So you're obviously a representative of Ireland, wearing the fantastic colours there, but you were telling me a little bit about your family history before. Can you break it down for me?
Mate, how long have you got? No, obviously I'm a bit of a mixed bag, aren't I? You know, and I'm proud of my roots. You know, you can't grow a big, strong tree without deep roots. So my dad's from Ghana, you know, he was an immigrant to Europe. My mum's from former Slovenia. Obviously, Slovenia now as a republic. And they met in Austria, and I was born in Austria. Then moved to Canada when I was like a baby, lived there for like 3 or 4 years, and then moved to Ireland when I was a kid. Started school there and stuff like that. Obviously, they thought that was a better place to raise a kid than a ghetto in Toronto. So, yeah, you know, bit as I say, bit of a mixed bag. But I feel like I've got the perfect blend of superior genetics, right? You've got Eastern European Slavic on one side, you've got Western African Ashanti on the other side, and then raised in the land of the fighting Irish. So.
Fair enough. And away from fighting, you were just telling me you're a massive Breaking Bad fan. So we've got Team Jesse, we've got Team Walt. Which one do you land in?
Yeah, so like I have sympathy for Jesse, you know what I mean, because he went through it. But I think Walt went through it in his own way, and he tackled the challenges in his life much more like I would have, where he turned into a cold, hard, heartless monster. I feel like Jesse's more of an Akon, where he just broke down, you know, pimped out his girl, and yeah, so I've got to say Team Walt for me.
And obviously, Team Walt, amazing chemistry guy. He can make his substances to an incredible standard, but not the greatest fighter we've seen over the course. I mean, even Jesse was beating Walt, but there are some pretty handy guys in that show. We've got Hank, we've got Mike, so let's have a look at those guys, right? You're going to step in the Oktagon cage against Hank, against Mike. How would those fights go down?
Choke them both out, mate.
Both of them.
Yeah, both of them, same time.
That is incredibly impressive. That's as impressive as winning an Octagon title.
Easy work that. Like, we all have this discussion all the time of like, if there was, say there was police officers trying to arrest us as an MMA fighter, like me personally, they don't have any guns, they don't have any pepper spray, they don't have any tasers. How many police officers does it take to actually get me in handcuffs and get me in a car if I'm absolutely refusing to go? Mate, minimum 7. Minimum. Because one for each limb, one for my head to hold me down, one to actually get the handcuffs on me. And then, do you know what I mean? Like, otherwise, I'm Granby rolling, I'm throwing head kicks, I'm biting, I'm bleeding, do you know what I mean? And like, 2-3 coppers is not enough, you know. But obviously, over here in Germany, they just bop, 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 and that'll be the end of that, you know what I mean?
So you're obviously amazing in the cage, but you're also a star of reality TV, right? I compared your and Hassan's rivalry to the best in reality TV since Will Young and Gareth Gates, which didn't land great because I don't think you knew who Gareth Gates was. Pop Idol 2003. I was 4 years old at the time. But, right, do you still keep in contact with Hassan? And where do you rank it in terms of reality TV rivalries? Because I think it's one of the best ever.
Yeah, I still keep in contact with Hassan. Hassan actually sponsors me. There you go.
Okay. It's come full circle.
Gillespie Corporate, yeah. So next time Oktagon need a bit of security for our Akon, get onto Gillespie Corporate, yeah. Best security firm in the UK, and not just because they're paying me. But yeah, we still keep in touch. You know, he's a good guy. I think he'll go on and do big things in Oktagon as well. You know, I had a tough fight with him. He's got a good skill set. He trains in a good gym with good guys. So yeah, it has come full circle a little bit, you know. And like I said, like, you earned the respect from me in the cage, you know. Obviously, after I knocked him out in the show, I didn't really roast him anymore too much, because he earned my respect from getting in there and being in there with me. You know, there's some sort of weird, like, spiritual bond almost you get with someone from being in the cage. You can't really describe it to someone that's never felt it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, Dennis, thank you so much for talking to me. It's great to talk Breaking Bad, your fight, your heritage, Will Young and Gareth Gates, of course. But before I let you go, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Yeah, Akon's a gimp.